All right, it is training camp full go right now. I mean, full go. It is football season. I don't care what we say. That doesn't start in September. That starts right now in July, and August 1st for sure is football season. But anyways, we are a full go. There's a game tonight, the Hall of Fame game. My team, the Detroit Lions, are playing. Yes, we are Lions fans on this channel, but we love talking about teams that the national media ignores, and especially talking about things the national media doesn't talk about. And you'd be thinking to yourself, all right, it's training camp, it's in full swing, so naturally, we're going to be talking about players. We're going to be talking about rookies. We're going to be talking about all that stuff. Well, kind of. But we're actually going to talk about a GM because the Seahawks just quietly made a very promising move in something that I hope you don't all take for granted. And they have extended their general manager, John Schneider, through the 2031 NFL season. Now, I am going to give you all the reasons this is a good move. But before I get into all that, will you please let me know how you feel about this extension as a Seahawks fan? Do you think it's a good move? You've been living with this dude since 2010. It's like 16 years, all right? And yes, I understand that it was 15 years ago, but that's how math works. Like 2010, 11, 12, like it adds a year. Anyways, with all that being said, what do you feel about it? Are you getting sick of we're pretty good, but I don't know? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to jump into some of the best moves that he's made. Then I'm going, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start with records. I'm going to start with records here. And this is the record that the Seahawks have had since John Schneider took over. All right. So with all of that being said, all right, I just want to be clear on this. I'll throw this back up here. It is a great record, 147, 96, and 1. To give you an idea of how good that is, all right, in that same time frame, that is the sixth most wins in the NFL. The sixth most wins in the NFL. The only teams you're behind are teams that are just traditionally remarkable organizations. Chiefs, Patriots, Packers, Steelers, Ravens. That puts you ahead of every other team in the NFC West, just in case you're wondering. The next NFC West team to make an appearance is the 49ers. The Rams at 17. Cardinals are down there. All right, this is good. But I wanted to do more than just show you how good it is now. I wanted to show you what it was right before Schneider was hired as the GM. So, between 2000 and 2009, the Seahawks had the 14th most wins in that decade. The 14th most wins with 82, trailing a whole host of teams. They were right in the middle of the pack. Right in the middle of the pack. Before that, in the 90s, all right, it was the 49ers at number 1. No surprise there. But the Seahawks clocked in at number 20. So before the arrival of Schneider, you wouldn't say they were a muddling franchise, but they were a middle-of-the-road franchise. And now, since he has come in, they have become much, much more than that. All right, it started kind of slow, then the talent started to build up. 11-5 in 2012, 13-3, 12-4, 10-6, 10-5, 9-7, 10-6, 11-5, 12-4. One losing season since 2012, and that was 7-10. Then 9-8, 9-8, 10-7. Wow. They failed to get to 10 wins for 3 years in a row. They let go of Pete Carroll. They get to 10 wins. I think Pete Carroll's a great coach, so I don't think that's why. But it's not just the record. You have to look at some of the things that he did during that time. So let's just go through some of the highlights. I was looking this up. Let's go through some of the highlights and some of the things that he did while he was there. In 2012, he drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round at a time, and it's still a time, that you don't get starting quarterbacks, especially franchise quarterbacks, in the 3rd round. Russell Wilson made 9 Pro Bowls or something like that. He won a Super Bowl. He went there twice. All right, very, very good. But also in that same 2012 class, one of the best ever, you got Russell Wilson. You got Bruce Irvin. You got Bobby Wagner and Jeremy Lane. Good draft class. But in his first ever draft class in 2010, I want you to think about this. In his first ever draft class in 2010, he got Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. The Legion of Boom was born. All right. And then the very next year, in the 5th round, Richard Sherman. So Earl Thomas was a first-round pick. Well spent first-round pick. Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman were 5th-round picks. By the way, in 2010, he also got Golden Tate. These are good draft picks. And he's proven that he still knows how to do it. In round 5, Tariq Woolen in 2022. He can still do it, but it's not just the drafting prowess. In 2010, he traded for Marshawn Lynch. Did that work out well? Sparked the beast mode era of Seattle football. Legion of Boom and beast mode. How cool is that? He traded up to the 3rd round to get Tyler Lockett in 2015. He traded a 5th-round pick in 2019 for Quandre Diggs. Remember how unhappy I was about that as a Lions fan? And he signed good free agents. Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill in 2013. Uchenna Nwosu in 2022. Not to mention late round good players. Chris Carson in 2017. All right. Had injuries, so that derailed his career, but 2,000-yard seasons before that for a 7th-round running back. Are you kidding me? Trey Brown in 2021. KJ Wright in 2011 in the 4th round. Like, there are just so many things that you can talk about with Schneider. So this is interesting. There's a question that was posed, and this was on a completely different thing. It was on a podcast that I was listening to for the Michigan Wolverines because I live in Michigan. I'm a Michigan fan, right? You see, sorry, I know Harbaugh's up there. Okay, look, to be fair, I was not a big Harbaugh guy until he came back to Michigan to coach Michigan. So when it was Harbaugh and the 49ers versus those Pete Carroll, Legion of Boom Seahawks, I'm not going to tell you I was out there rooting for the 49ers. I'm not saying I was. All right? Because I really always respected what Seattle did. But this was an interesting question posed. And the question was, would you rather 15 years of consistently winning or having up and down years, but a guaranteed Super Bowl or national championship every 15 years? Well, under John Schneider's watch, they've consistently won, and they won a Super Bowl. It doesn't get much better than what Seahawks fans have had over the last 10, 15 years. Enjoy it. A lot of good times. And with him, there's no reason to think you can't get back there again. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.